Last evening, the religion-wise census data was released at least 4 years after it was compiled. This is all 2011 data, but it's just been released and everybody seems to have a different take on it, a bit like our experts really. We have Poonam Mathreja, who is from the Population Fund of India and Foundation of India, and she believes that this is the figures show that things are going well. It's very encouraging. But we also have over here Dr. J.K. Bajaj, who feels that the Muslim rate of growth is alarming in certain areas. We also have historian and commentator Professor S. Irfan Habib. He'll also be talking about that. Just before we get started with them, I just wanted to show you some of the headlines that have emerged out of that news story. 3 types of headlines really, and you make of it what you will. The first says Census 2011 shows Islam is the fastest growing religion in India. The next one says, these are all mainstream dailies. Next one says Muslim population growth slows, and then it says Muslim population grows marginally faster. And I wanted to ask that all of these young students are also over here, people who are looking at the papers. Where does the truth lie, Poonam Mathreja?
So, I think there is nothing unexpected in this new census based on religion that has been released. The main issue to look at is that the population of India is decreasing, whether it's Hindu or Muslim or Christian or Buddhist.
All communities.
All communities, the population is decreasing compared to last census. Some people are raising alarm because in percentage terms it becomes higher because the Muslim growth rate is smaller, while the Hindu growth rate is much larger. The numbers we start with are larger. But let's look at the fact that last decade and this decade, Muslim growth in real terms is declining, and I think that is a compliment to the policies and programs we put in place.
Yeah.
Also, we must recognize the second point in the census is that Muslim sex ratios have improved tremendously compared to all other religions.
So just to take it point by point, because this is a lot of data for all of us to take in, you are saying what is encouraging is the fact that while the growth rate of Muslims is higher than any other community at 24%, 24.6% compared to the national average of 70.7%. What is encouraging for you is the fact that in 2001 it used to be 29%, but now it has reduced.
Absolutely.
And so for everyone it's gone down. Dr. Bajaj, you have a different take on this, totally different take. What is that?
This is true that population of India, the rates of growth are coming down, and which perhaps should be welcome. But this is not true. This has not happened this decade. It has been happening from, I think, the Britishers kept the Indian population down artificially up to independence, and immediately after independence we had 2 decades of very high growth, and from 71 we are seeing a decline in the growth rates. So this is not something which has happened yesterday or this decade. What is important is that while these declines occurred and those increases occurred, different religions have been growing differently. The rates of growth have been very different. Particularly Muslims have been growing at a rate much faster than the average of the country and much faster than the Hindus. Even this time when everybody is saying that the growth rate has declined marginally higher, the fact is that Muslims have grown by 24.6% compared to 16.8% of the Hindus, which is a difference of 50%, half more than that. So it's not a marginal difference. The difference is significant. But what is much more important than these global figures of all of India? India is a large nation, is almost the world in itself. So what one has to see is at the details of the states, details of the districts. And there, if you start looking at the data, some of the areas, the differences are extreme. Say take Assam. There the Hindus have grown by 11%, the Muslims by 32% or 33%. That is the kind of differences
In
we
Assam
have.
also some districts have become for the first time Muslim majority, right?
Some
That's
had
what you're
become
talking
for the
about.
first time already in 2001.
Okay.
Muslim majority, but there is a district now, Dhubri district, which is now 80% Muslim.
Okay.
That is the kind of Assam. But take Kerala, which is very educated. Muslims are educated, Christians are educated, Hindus are educated, women are educated. The education rate, literacy rates are almost 100% for all communities across the board. There, you know what has happened. Hindus have grown by 2.6%, and the Muslims have grown by 12.8%. More than 5 times in the last decade.
Okay.
And the previous decade.
Okay, no,
Previous decades, the Hindus had grown 7.4%, and the Muslims had grown 18%, 16%.
Yeah.
The decline of the Muslims is from 16 to 13. Decline of the Hindus is from 7.4 to 2.6. That is the kind of things which create extreme imbalance in different areas.
Okay, that's the imbalance. You wanted to respond, of course, to that.
I'd call it regional differences. The Hindu growth rate in UP, Bihar is much higher than the Muslim growth rate in Kerala, Tamil Nadu. So it is regional differences. 1 minute, please allow me to speak. It is regional differences. It has to do with education. If you have parity or equality for education and employment amongst Hindus and Muslims, you will see the same growth rates. So I would like our learned friend here or any academic who's using data to first do parity and equality. Educated Muslims and educated Hindus will have same level of fertility levels. And the question to ask here is not counting numbers, but count on our people and see what we need to do for our people. We need to invest more in education of Muslim communities. And I would like to say that the number, if you can look at different states. By the way, Assam also has migration rates, and we have to look at urban-rural migration in different parts. We cannot look at this in isolation and call it just, and we have to equally worry. We have to equally worry about the huge decrease in rates of growth, fertility among Sikhs, Buddhists. Why is there a huge decline? Instead of focusing only in some areas where there is a Muslim growth, why are we not focusing on other religious communities? And it is very worrying for me that Jain and Buddhist rates and are almost.
If we just come back,
they are only 1% of our population now.
We are getting into very difficult questions. We are not focusing on anything particular.
I think I asked about the Muslim growth rate. That's why we're talking about that. I just wanted to come back.
But let me give you a short answer to what is happening to Jains and to Sikhs. Sikhs do migrate in large numbers, all of us will know. Jains, one doesn't know how many of them start getting counted as Hindus in different censuses.
How
so it is always best.
So what do you mean
to add the Hindus, add the Jains, add the Sikhs, and then look at things.
In that case, I'd like to raise the sex ratio issue has to be raised, because amongst in Punjab, for instance, sex ratios are the lowest.
Okay.
All right. And amongst the Muslims, they have increased. So let's look at that too. Why?
Can we just move to that 1 second? Can we just move step by step, sir?
No, but I have to say that some percentage of the growth, the Muslim
Poonam
population
Dr. Bajaj,
is
let's just come back.
Sex ratios,
let's just come back to
because
one
they're not
point.
killing their girls.
Okay, let's go to it point by point. The other point that I want to, we've settled the Muslim growth thing. We've talked about it. You both expressed your opinion. Second thing is, of course, which many people are talking about is there something about the timing of this? Why has it been delayed for the first time? Why? You brought that up. Yeah, Professor Beeb. Yeah.
No, my problem was that the timing of the census report. It has been delayed. Now you can explain that there were some reasons which can't be explained why it has been delayed.
But isn't it always delayed when you're looking at the breakups that come back?
And then caste data has not been released. Why
caste data is not census data.
No. Point is, why not?
It is not part of the census.
No, it's not part of the census. Of course, but it is overdue. People actually want it. There are people who are asking for it.
Put in
The point is, there is something which is seriously political about the whole project, and I'm always worried. Whenever these things like with the census report, it is actually the demographers' issue. The population planners, they should actually come in. Why political parties have to actually make a statement on this? No, there are serious issues with population
And I
growth
think
and decline.
some of my young colleagues, so the young students over here, they also had you've been nodding all along. Yeah, what did you want to say about this?
Sir, you talked about Assam as having the district of Dhubri having a high Muslim population. I would like to say that it's not that the Muslims in Assam are having a large population. We have the problem of migration, Bangladeshi illegal immigrants, which is why Dhubri has a large population of Muslims. It's not that Assam Muslims of Assam are producing more. It's not like that.
Do you want to
I come from Assam.
And the fertility rates in Assam are high in any case, one of the highest.
Fertility rates of Islam are very low. Anyway, let's get to that. But the question you had asked, why don't we go one by one? That first, the delay of this delay is not as much as we are saying. Last time,
Well,
2001 census data, we got the religious figures in October 2004. This time, 2011 census data, we got the religion figures in August of 2015.
A year
There's
later.
delay.
Okay,
If
fine.
the delay,
Fine.
there's only of
Would you like to
8
respond
or
to that
9 months.
young lady's question?
No,
Yeah.
that question, Assam, it is true there is migration into Assam. But my personal feeling is, and I think that when you look at the NFS data and look at the fertility rates, the Muslim fertility in Assam is fairly high compared to the Hindu fertility. There's a large difference. So both factors are operating there.
Okay.
There's migration, but at this
You
point,
want to add?
I think the larger is the fertility difference there. And I don't know if you are from Assam. There are the Assamese
She is from
Muslims.
Assam, yes.
There are the Assamese Muslims, and there are the Bangladeshi Muslims. The two are very different,
Okay.
and I'm aware
I think there's
that the Assamese Muslims don't like comparing themselves with the Bangladeshi
Yeah.
Muslims.
What
But
is-
the fertility rates are very high
One second,
in the
yeah,
Bangladeshi
yeah.
Muslims.
Go ahead.
Another problem is,
Yeah.
whenever there is a Muslim question, we treat Muslims as homogeneous whole, which it is not. Muslims are as diverse as India.
So in every state, there are
heterogeneous.
going to be different
Different
factors.
values, different practices.
Okay.
In so many ways they are diverse.
Okay.
So you
Let's
can't
go.
really-
To explain the
Let's
rates-
get a question in. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a slight question, a small question about regarding the delay in the election, not the election, the census results that the authorities have delayed. The main question I have is does it relate something to the upcoming Bihar polls?
Sir, do you want to respond
That's
to
a
that?
true question I have.
Because many people have raised
Look,
it. Many people
as
have
all
raised
of
the
us
fact.
have said,
Yeah.
as all of us have said, the data that is on hand
Yeah.
is very ordinary. It is the kind of pattern which has been established over the last 20 years, which is being repeated. It's not that something extraordinary has happened to the Muslims or to the Christians, which would have had a political meaning. This doesn't have a immediate political meaning. The data has a long-term meaning, which one has to look
Wait,
into.
you disagree with that?
I
Yeah.
want to say, I would like to say that we have always sensationalized Muslim growth rates. We also have myths and misconceptions and statements being made by many political lunatics in the fringe groups which are now actually mainstream in many situations, who have said Muslims are growing at a very fast rate compared to Hindus, and Hindus should have more children. So those kinds of myths and misconceptions, there is a possibility that there will be political and religious elements that will misuse the data, and it is very important that we take a very responsible position,
which is what we're trying
in
to
the
do.
media.
So let's take a short break. When we come back, the other point that you mentioned about sex ratio, the good news and the bad news about that.
So
Just in a bit.